I tried using beard oil. Turns out, not good for my skin. It actually is worse.
It's meant for hair, not skin.
No, I mean, like, it's just because it's touching my skin, but I guess I need to grow my beard longer beforehand.
So I say you need to have a beard before you can use beard oil.
Dude, don't even start. I'm very sensitive to my beard, or lack thereof.
Your face is sensitive to your beard.
Oh my God.
Anyway, welcome. I'll say it for you. Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the I don't even know, the dumb fucks. Welcome to the journey, episode 29.
Is this the anniversary for the journey?
The 29th episode. I don't know when we actually start. Has anyone been tracking me?
We'd have to figure that out. What is the first VOD of the journey? Because I think we either passed or approached the anniversary.
I know that I've had, like, I have my VODs from episode 13, but that does not help in the generality.
If Bobby recorded the first session, we could check that.
Yeah, I don't have that, though. I didn't have hard drive space then to do so. But we are on episode 29 of the journey. When we last left the party, you guys had dealt with a treacherous, windy mountain, as well as a elemental phoenix.
And then from there, I fucked up.
Yeah. After defeating the phoenix and stepping into the next gateway, you guys ended up in some ruins, which you guys snuck around a little bit and dispatched of some ghouls that had been laying dormant and been alerted to your presence. When you guys kind of got cornered by a bunch of ghouls, you heard a very familiar voice, or at least the two of you, of your missing friend, but speaking words that weren't his own. As you approached where he was, you saw that he was on his knees. It seemed what would normally look like someone who was incapacitated, but his head was active and he was speaking, but again, someone was using him for their words. On either side of him, you guys had noticed two large coiled up bone snakes. It's the best way you can describe them, who were kind of just ever attentive to your presence, not attacking, not reacting. As you guys approached your missing friend, Elevar decided to step up and run his mouth. Also, prior to that, he had cut his arm and put some blood into a bowl at the base of a statue at the start of the ruins, which he seems to regret at this point, or I would imagine would regret, as the figure or being speaking through Vopna noticed this with Elevar and pulled blood straight from Elevar's arm, forming at the base of the stairs of this altar or platform, as you could say, creating a humanoid figure, which I will go back into the description of this to give you guys a better idea. What did I do? I fucked up.
Uh-oh.
People. There we go. Sorry about that. So, as Elevar's blood is pulled from his arm and collects into a form in front of him, the blood is also pulled from Vopna, which seems he has wounds on him that begins to collect with Elevar's blood. The blood builds into a humanoid shape. When the blood finishes its form and actually creates a creature, you see a male elf standing in front of you. This elf has a long blue robe with red, green, and silver trim along all different aspects of it. He has long black hair that falls below his shoulders, a narrow triangular face, very intense eyes. As he came to form, made eye contact with Elevar and the rest of the party. As Elevar falls to his knees from pain writhing from the blood being literally pulled out of his body. Welcome to my domain.
That was a lot that just happened there.
So again, Elevar is... There's blood pulling from Elevar. The blood has stopped at this point. The bandage that you had wrapped around your arm had burned away when this process had started. You Your arm is extremely weak right now. At glancing at it, it is withered, it is shrunken, it is... You're having a hard time even moving it or using it.
All
So
right.
his arm is shriveled, and there is an elf made out of blood.
Yep. Very,
All right, just making sure I heard that right.
very like Blade 1.
He's not.
Stephen Dorff became
he
the
isn't
blood god sort of
but
deal.
he's like congealed from blood and then transformed
Right.
to human. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So as Elevar, as I'm like on the ground, my arm is getting weak. I kind of like, now it's setting in, and I look towards Carlen and Cora, and I go, "Okay, I fucked up. I think now's the time. Now's might be the time."
I think it's time for us to go.
As you're saying this to each other, the coiled bone snakes kind of begin to like rise up, like lifting like a snake out of like a pot from like some like Middle Eastern like snake charmer sort of deal, like kind of look. Like they just rise up and the clicking and the clacking and like their jaws moving, like you just hear the bones all like rubbing against each other.
It's pretty ominous.
I take my bag or whatever. I guess wherever my bag's holding, I assume it's like on my kind of hip. I'm using my strong hand, and I reach in and I grab the potion that I think that it's gonna take me out of this ring, and I go and I look towards Carla and I go, so I think I'm out, right?
You're done here.
All right, and I'll like pop it open, and I'll kind of like. And I try to do what I think is going to happen to get me out of there. Because I fucked up.
All right. As you drink your potion, you guzzle it down. It tastes awful. Like, it's all warm from sitting in your bag of holding for this entire journey. It's, it seems to be more than room temperature. It just has a bitter aftertaste.
I really hope this is the bottle that I use for a potion, not the other bottle.
As you finish the last drop, you look at the group and you feel this weird energy kind of sinking through you as just pop out of existence. Almost very cartoony, just like an onomatopoeia tag is just left behind, just like pop. But Elevar disappears from the space.
Cool. As that's happening, Cora yells out to the figure that looks like Ivana and says, "Ivana, can you hear us?"
There's no response. His head is slumped over. He's still kneeled. He's looking just very weak as well. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
For both or one?
Actually, give me perception or arcana. You make your choice, and I'll tell you what goes on based on what you roll. Both of you can do it.
Modified 20 for perception.
Nat 20 today!
Nice. All right. Both of you look. You see Ivana completely just drained, paler than his pale skin already is, in his tabaxi, just fur and skin. You can see the skin underneath the fur. He's just looking. He looks like John Kerry. Shit just drooping, just looking really fucking terrible. You also happen to notice there's a faint, like, aura that is connecting from Ivana to this figure, as well as the statue behind. Elevar is gone, but you can also see what kind of remains of this aura that had connected to the figure in front of you guys as well. This elven figure kind of chuckles when Elevar disappears. Well, I guess I got what I needed from him. As he's walking up the stairs towards Ivana, kind of brushes his hand across his cheek. I'm not quite through with this one yet. Ivana's sword is placed next to him on the ground. The elven figure glances at it, almost as if he's getting ready to pick it up.
Cora turns to Carlen and says, can you get to him with the potion?
I'm fast, but I'm not that fast. I mean, I have another idea. I don't. It's just a chance that we might have to take. So, do you trust me?
I trust you. Let's do it.
I take out Ivana's potion from my bag, and I douse Cora's arrows with the potion. And I tell her, just take a shot at Ivana. We have to make sure that this goes through, because I don't think I can get to him in time. If it's a matter of the sword, fuck the sword. Let's just see if this works, and we might just have to go, because I have nothing left.
Fuck. Okay, let's do it. Cora's gonna take aim at Ivana and shoot at him with her crossbow.
Okay. Take your shot. You have advantage.
Wow.
Well.
Okay, roll for damage. Wow, it's actually the best damage you probably could have done. Okay. Carlen, as you cover, Cora hands you one of her bolts. You cover it with the potion. You feel pretty confident that it's coated in it. Cora takes aim with her revolving crossbow and lets a bolt fly towards Ivana. As this elf figure turns around and sees kind of this going on, it's like, what is... He looks almost confused as the bolt flies past him as he's bending down for the sword. Goes right past his face, like right past his cheek. As he looks, it makes contact with Ivana. You hit him in the shoulder area. You hear Ivana let out a loud cry of pain as his screams echo through the remaining walls of this chamber as he poofs out of existence.
Oh, God!
And then I just look at Cora and I go, drink it now, drink it now.
So as soon as the arrow hits Ivana, Cora grabs the other two potions out of her side pouch and grabs Frederick's mouth open and starts pouring one in.
Okay. As you're doing that, the elven figure, you hear him speak in this deep guttural language as the bone serpents begin to like wind up and start lunging at you guys. I'm gonna need Cora make a animal handling check.
Okay. Hey. Look at that.
He grabbed Frederick by the beard and just like, just shove it down his throat. He's like, gone. Vanishes in front of you. Carlen and Cora, these bone snakes are coming at you fast.
As soon as Cora sees Frederick disappear, she starts drinking her own potion.
And Carlen will follow suit as well.
All right, I'm gonna need you guys. Let's see. I'm going to need sleight of hand rolls by both of you, as these creatures are coming at you very quickly.
11.
Six.
Okay.
Also, is Eleanor's owl still here? Yeah, how does that work?
Well, he just summons it like it's just a magical thing. So, like, if it dies, it just disappears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So pretty much,
Okay.
even if it existed in this plane after I left, I'd probably still unsummon it, like when I'm conscious, and be like, "Oh, let's get you out of the ring," kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because
I think it has to be like a plane of existence thing. If you change planes, then technically, like, it wouldn't be there.
That makes sense.
I'll just move Elvar as well, like down and out of sight.
It's fine. I'm just letting you see the map. It doesn't matter. The map's not even on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, you guys did not roll good.
Oh.
You guys are, as you're trying to quickly get the potion into your mouths to drink, these creatures are up on you. They are both going to each try to take a bite attack at you. Why didn't that go through? Because it's to the DM. Why is it doing that? There we go. Let's try this again. It came into the log, but it's not showing up on D20, which is really annoying. Okay. Okay. So first one, Cora, 16 to hit. 16.
1-6. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You take 13 points of piercing damage, as well as 11 points of poison damage.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Carlen, 22 to hit.
That hits.
8 points of piercing damage, as well as 9 points of poison damage.
Gotcha.
All right. It is both your turns. If you want to drink the potions, give another shot, you can go for that.
No, I'm absolutely trying to drink the potion.
Gotcha. Yeah, you guys are able, because I made you roll sleight of hands last time because you did other things before these things are coming at you, so it was more like a reactionary thing. You guys, as your actions, both look at each other as they're taking those massive hits. Pop your potions open and give it a good chug.
Yeah.
As you feel it coursing through you, and poof, as this flash of white light hits you, like you get the last image of the wizard lifting up Ivana's sword and walking towards his bone snake creatures, as well as you guys where you're at. As you just see this big smirk on his smile is the last thing you see before you are poofed out of his plane. You find yourselves on the floor, back at the wizard's tower. Elevar is there.
I like to,
Cora's probably in a little bit of shock, so it's going to be a minute before she says anything.
I like to imagine that as Elevar, the first one who like exited the building, I'd be on the floor, like you'd like kind of apparition, like you'd kind of come back in like the middle of the room, fall to the floor, and be like, oh, okay. And then as just everybody else coming, so Ivana pops in, oh, and then Frederick comes in, oh, and then everybody else on top is like, oh.
Well, that is fun.
Wow.
That would be a funny way, but that's not how time was working for you guys while you were in there. Ivana, you were there staring at the spot where the wizards had the ring sitting. Your arm is already in a sling. It's withered. It's not looking good, but it looks like you've already been tended to. As Cora and Carlen like get up off their feet from their knees of poofing out of this ring and see the other two wizards, the Blackstaff and Elevar, Ameliar, hanging out, coming up to you guys, giving you guys water, checking you guys out for what wounds or damage you have sustained. Frederick is over in a corner sleeping. It seems like just in that short period of time, also Ivana's not in the room, but that short period of time, like time has passed pretty decently for them to even attend to the people who got out of the ring before the two of you simultaneously.
Pretty much everyone's in the same room except Ivana, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And Kren, right? Technically.
You do not see Kren.
Yeah. I'd probably be like, Silver would probably say, like, as they come out, like, oh, yeah, so I thought it was the opposite, that, like, time moves faster in the ring. No, turns out it's a little bit slower. Arm, it's not good, but yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, Elevar, it's probably been in that short period of time of what, or at least where Carlen and Cora, it's probably been about, you got out like 2 hours before them.
Okay.
In the material plane, and like where you are now is like the passage of time.
Gotcha. So, wait, do I know if, being the first one out technically, would I have seen Ivana come out?
Yes, you would have seen Ivana come out. You would have alerted because I would have said, I mean, unless you want to do something else, I figured you probably would have been sitting there waiting for the party after being tended to.
Oh, 100%. I would have been waiting for them to come out, if not, like, been getting tended to there. Because, like, I would have been prepped, like, go back in as soon as I could.
Crazy man.
So you would have been sitting there. You would have seen Ivana come out. When Ivana came through, he was not looking good. He was not conscious. He had a crossbow bolt in his in his shoulder. Very weak, non-responsive. The Black Staff was able to set up a space for him to recover as she tried to do whatever she could to heal him up from the practices that she knows. Also would have sent a messenger out to some sort of cleric or healer of some sort to come to the tower that she would have trusted to come deal with that. So essentially waiting for that to come. Yeah.
Okay. As that's all going on, Cora's kind of coming to, and she makes her way to Emilior and asks how long they were gone in the, what's it called, phylactery?
Yeah. So,
I wouldn't have asked him. I would have been waiting, so I would have known it's been 2 hours, but we don't know how long we've actually been in there.
Right.
Emilior informs you that it's been about 2 weeks
The fuck?
that you guys have been gone. Him and the Black Staff, a part of them, because they were unable to communicate with you, unable to see even in there, he talks about how they tried to scry in and try to like see if they can even see you or anything like that, but they just were unable to even track you guys in there. He lets you know he had full confidence in your guys' efforts and abilities, but there was a moment where him and the Black Staff thought you guys might have been lost.
So they could not scry on us?
No, he was unable. He was unable to do his normal techniques to try to like see you guys.
So, as Elvar, not only has it been 2 weeks, but now we still are the same amount of people outside the ring as the same amount of people inside the ring, because we don't have Kren. So this is not where that story ends.
So, Elevar and the Black Staff inform you that Kren never made it into the ring with you guys.
Oh.
Kren, something didn't allow him to pass through, which intrigued Kren very much, that he decided, to his deduction in talking with the wizards, that it might have something to do with what's going on from his home plane back with Hades, because of his already connection to death and this Lich's connection to death, that maybe something was preventing him to get in there. So he decided that he would continue with going back home to see what the fuck was going on. Maybe get some answers.
That is kind of why we were here in the first place. So
I look at the wizards and so is it, just for the frame of reference, because it's been a hot second, is the ring like in the middle of a room, like on a like a pedestal kind of thing, like propped up and like, you know, surrounded or something by magical systems?
Yeah, so it's literally like a little pedestal. The ring sat on this little like holder there, and they have what appears to be a metal like dome that's over it. Now that you are all out, the dome is back onto it. When you had come out, the ring was still exposed. But even when you came out, both wizards were had attention. Like they were sitting at like a desk. They were like essentially like drinking tea and just like hanging out, but still always watchful on that. They informed you that even though they had to like take shifts and get other stuff done, but they had been literally staring at this ring for like 2 weeks, just to make sure nothing else came out besides you guys, because of they essentially inform you the dome that they have for it is some sort of enchanted metal that like can block the arcane magic.
Right.
It's essentially like a Faraday box for like electrical shit, but it's, you know, it's a magical Faraday like dome.
So I get up and I kind of start like getting close to it. I kind of examining it. I'm like, well, I mean, we're kind of done with it then. You know, of course the Lich is in there, and I look towards the you know, all the wizards and everything. I go, what's the possibility I could have this ring and then by in turn possibly use the power of the Lich inside? I mean,
No.
curiosity.
I woke up to Elevar and I slapped the shit out of him.
Fuck. Like, why stop now? I've already made so many bad
Stop your
decisions.
nefarious affairs with the goddamn evil. You are a paladin. Get your shit together, Elevar.
Get it in the box. Put it. Just get it. Fuck. Oh, that's good.
Everyone give me a perception check if you're staring at the ring, if you're looking at it or near it or anything.
First roll. 8.
All right. As Elevar asks that question, Carlen slaps him. You're all kind of just like looking at the ring. You all notice the gem within the skull on the ring has a much brighter glow to it. It's still a dark like glow, almost like blacklighty kind of glow, but it definitely seems to be more active than it was when you even found it. So something is going on for sure inside that ring.
I look towards Carlen and Cora and I go, hypothetically, let's say one of us gave the Lich his blood and awakened him, and now he has consciousness and power in a corporeal form. How fucked do you think we guys are if we just leave it? And because I don't know this Lich. He's been entrapped in a ring. I presume he's been entrapped for a reason, and now we've awoken him. You know, we collectively, not an individual person. And I'm not too sure if we actually should. Like, all jokes aside, I don't actually know if we should leave this alone.
Oh, you mean like one of us willingly putting our blood into the collection plate, as one would call it, right? One was technically
we would never focus on one downfall of a single party member. You know, Ivana, you know, let's just say it as Ivana was in there. Things happened. It's okay. You know, I forgive him. So I think, you know, forgive and forget, and maybe we should figure this out as a team.
The Blackstaff looks at the paladin. That's what happened in there? You gave your blood willingly?
So you have to
this Lich?
You have to understand my position. There was a bowl, and a statue holding said bowl, and I like to see what happens. There's a reason I'm an adventurer, and I just like to experience things. You know, I like to be worldly, as they say. So, yeah, sorry about that.
Blackstaff looks at Emilior and looks over at the rest of the group. It's like, how is he still alive?
Us.
Cora's just holding her head and shaking it.
Carlen's just like us.
And I kind of like, oh no, yeah, technically he like brought me back from like almost the brink of death, basically. So technically he's correct. Yeah, that's twice, 3 times, no, twice. The first time I was just passed
I am
out.
as combat medic as I am a martial class. So.
Oh man.
Cora turns to the black staff and asks, what exactly does that mean that this guy willingly gave his blood?
It's just never advised when you're in a lich's domain to give them what they could possibly use. He goes into a deeper explanation about phylacteries, saying like sometimes a lich will create one phylactery to store their power in case they reach their demise and they want to return. They have a way of doing so. It appears Actaz is a more thorough lich than others out there.
So
he seems to have created many. The number is unknown, but he needs life to come back.
I just want to make sure that our friend isn't like bound to this lich now. Because that seems sketchy to give a lich your blood.
Well, it's never a good thing. Frankly, I have never actually met a survivor. I haven't run into too many liches in my time, as the Blackstaff says. Again, she's still pretty young. Definitely looks way younger than Emilior. But also that you have no idea if that's some sort of magic of some sort, but she presents herself way better than the sloppy, disheveled Sage of the North. I have not had the privilege to converse with a survivor of a lich's magic such as this, so it's kind of all up in the air, as if both of your friends here have a deeper connection now with Actaz. In any case, it's probably not good.
So, I'm gonna just be like, I kind of come close. I'm like, I approach a little bit and go, hey, don't worry, you can talk to me whenever you'd like. I like to, live, laugh, and love sometimes.
Can we throw him back into the ring?
Are you flirting with the Blackstaff right now?
Fuck it, yeah.
Cora pinches him.
Give me a performance.
Jailer bar, how you feeling?
As I roll my performance, I just get nicked. I'm like, 7. So as I'm like doing the moves, I prepare the smolder. I go, hey,
She just looks at you like, are you all right?
yeah, it's so my arm acting up. Yeah, just if you have any questions, let me know. Oh, God damn it.
This guy.
Yeah, we are tending to your friend, your Tabaxi friend. He's going to need some time to recover.
So would we, if we had like, let's say a hammer, like I know a conventional like craftsman hammer won't work, so maybe a smithing hammer. If we had a smithing hammer and just the buffest group of guys who are also smiths all held this one hammer and smacked the shit out of this ring, what's the chance it breaks? Also, what's the chance if we break it, we release said lich, if there's a lich that we awaken?
You're trying to fool Gimli and smash the ring.
And side note, is there any volcanoes nearby? Just in case.
There are thankfully no volcanoes on the Sword's coast. You'd have to go deeper inland. But from my understanding, magical items of this sort created in this way usually have to be destroyed back where they were created.
Now, follow up. I kind of just... What is the chance, however slim, I could harness said power? For good, of course. I'm just possibilities here.
As they're looking at you and looking at your arm and being like, I don't think this is a power you want to keep messing with here, my boy.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay.
But if what you're saying is what it is not a good sign. The fact that you described him as an elf is what he was in there, or the figure that you saw in there.
That's what it seemed like, yeah.
That is a much younger version of the Lich, probably a past version that he's holding on to. This is not good.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked? 1 being not at all, 10 being I've caused the chaos of possibly ending the world.
A 12.
I kind of look to Carlen and Cora and go, I think I fucked up. Don't worry, we got it.
I don't know much, but I can tell you, yes, you fucked up.
The Blackstaff looks at Emilio and says, this can't stay in the city. We cannot allow Octaz to come back here in Waterdeep. This would not be good. There's too many lives here, too much at stake. We have to get this ring out of here. I will not be able to contain it if he actually is able to come to full power in there. Emilior's catchphrase of most intriguing. Yes, I agree. I agree, Blackstaff. We must get this out of here, but where? Where can we take this for safety? I don't think anywhere would be safe.
Hell? I mean, that was... I think that's where we're going.
We do know a guy.
Yeah, if Kren went towards there, we kind of have to meet up with him eventually. Hell has fire and lava, I assume. Whether
a lich who can control the dead have infinite domain over the dead?
You know, I see where I went wrong. I just don't think. Yeah.
We know.
So we take him to heaven.
Technically, they're dead too.
Son of a bitch.
I look at Amelia and I suggest, unfortunately, we can get it as high and as far away as I can think of, which would be Vinoth, back at the monks' monastery.
Or Emilio suggests, he brings up, maybe we don't try to hide it at all.
We kill him.
Maybe we try to bring it back and destroy it before he can come back.
Helvar just gets ignored.
Emilio and the Blackstaff, what do you guys know about this Lich? Like his origin? Do we know where the ring came from? Where the Lich came from?
Well, as Emilio, he looks at you, Cora, and he goes, well, I'm actually surprised you don't know more of his story, since he comes from your lands.
Say what?
I don't read books, so I mean...
Did your father never tell you the story of him when talking about the Sundering?
Say that again?
Did your father never tell you the story of him when he told you the history of the Sundering of your lands?
I mean, the name sounds familiar, but my dad told us a lot of stories. I don't know what was true.
I don't have a dad.
I mean, everybody has a dad. He might not be your father.
I
do. But yeah, Cora, give me a history check.
History. $14.
Thinking back on the stories of your father, like, you remember the talk of the artifacts that were used by a powerful wizard that did split the land that is now known as Duretas, which is, you grew up on one of the islands of Duretas.
Yep.
Actaz's name, kind like, you do kind of remember it being brought up in stories.
Yeah.
But not much that you remember or clung on to. But it's definitely it is a more familiar name than just something that you're like, oh yeah, this is Ataz's ring. It's like, oh yeah, no, I do remember hearing stories about this wizard.
So he's from Directos.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. Okay.
Yep.
Why do I get the feeling that we're gonna have to bring this ring there?
I mean,
feeling
I'm
you
always
might
up
be
for
right.
adventure. Plus, it might lead to something cool or bad, but I'm leaning to cool. It's how I live my life, if you haven't realized. I live dangerously. You know.
Well, yeah. So, sorry, my blunt THC hit the brain, and it was just like, nope. Okay, all right. So, the Blackstaff is just already kind of like, you can see the gears turning in her head, being like, I could arrange transport, and we could probably come up with a device that we can hold the ring in and for safekeeping for travel, as long as it's never removed, and this could possibly work. This endeavor could be completed, but it's yes. As Amalar's just looking, is like, most intriguing. Like seeing the thought process of you're just watching two wizards kind of staring at each other, be like, like it's like two old timey like professors or scientists. It's like, what are you thinking? What do you got going on there? What's going on?
I come over and I try to join them. I'm like, yes, go ahead. Yes, indeed.
So they both kind of just like stop and like just look at you.
Then carry on.
I figured I figured to help. Don't worry about it. I'll leave you guys a bit. It's fine. I walk away. I slowly back away. I make sure.
But yes, we could arrange something if you are willing. If you three are willing to take on this endeavor, but most certainly, Elevar here looks like he will need some time to rest to see if he can get full function of his arm back. Your Tabaxi friend here, Ivana, definitely needs some time to rest. So, I mean, as much as we would urgently want to get this thing destroyed, we might be able to contain it for now.
I'll be fine. I take out my axe. I go, we can do this. I put it in my one hand. I go, okay, maybe not.
You try to lift. You try to pull out your two-handed axe with your one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to lift it up, just the blade hits the ground. You're kind of just like, yeah, this is a lot heavier than I thought.
A little heavy. I'm sore. It's fine. I just need to. Oh.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh god. 9.
Yeah, you lift it. You pull it like from your back. You're just like, yeah. You see, like I got it. Like shit. Like.
All right, so maybe in the downtime we get shawarma. Anybody?
Maybe we amputate his arm.
Hold up. It said it's fine. It'll heal. Just don't amputate. Amputation's the last thing we want to do.
Walks over to the black stage and she's like, do you know what happened to his arm? Is that something you guys can fix?
It'll take time. We'll need a proper healer, but it like Amalor literally just like comes up and like grabs your arm, like pulls it out of the sling. Like he's not like gentle about it, but like he's like not trying to be aggressive. He's just so like just tunnel vision involved and shit that he's just kind of like, well, if you look at it, and like you're just like, shit. It does not feel good.
I'm 45-year-old and a doctor. Okay.
That took me a second to get that one. That was good. I like that. But he's looking. He's like, as you can see, like you see the discoloration in his skin and like the way the veins are kind of like he literally sucked the life out of Elevar here. Like he lost part of himself. Pretty confident in we can get a healer here to get it fully rejuvenated and get it working, somewhat working order, or at least close to back to fully working order.
What's the chance I can make it like into a robot arm? If I can't have an arm, can I have a robot arm?
Do you know what a robot is?
I mean, it's like mechanical and stuff, right? It moves.
Okay.
It's like It's like one of Kren's little figures, right? It's just do that into an arm, and then it's
Yeah,
sentient and
Kren
stuff.
did have a robot. That's right.
You want to replace your arm with
Only as the
mechanical
last
parts.
Only as the last resort. I mean, I like my arm. I've been with it my entire life, so preferably keep it in one place. But it does add to a little bit, character, and it's kind of fucking badass. But if we can fix the arm, that's great. If we can't, robot arm.
I mean, the fact that you're enthused by this is most intriguing. You just see the gears turning in Emilio's head. It's like, it's like, but let's see if we can get you healed first before we start thinking of drastic measures.
And if it was possibly robot arm, maybe a knife in the middle of it, like comes out, I could stab people with the arm. Just thoughts, food for thought.
He wants to go fucking Warforged. He wants to be Cyborg.
Yeah.
I think we had enough of your ideas today.
I look towards Carlen and I go, if this is the same thought, like within hours of me putting blood into a cup, maybe it's a little bit too drastic. Maybe you're right. But,
Succubus, the cup, the lich. I mean, I don't know where to start.
So you're saying it's, okay, maybe I'm not wrong by thinking about it because it's in my wheelhouse. And obviously I've lived until this point, so what else could go wrong?
So many more things could go wrong, Elevar. So many things.
Yeah, a lot of things can go wrong.
You guys are so negative.
He never listens.
You were asleep when we first met you.
Hey, I was trying to help. There was poison darts.
That's all you've ever tried to have done was help.
Yeah, and you know what? What do I get for it? You guys just getting annoyed at me. All right.
Being your dad.
He's my dad? Dad?
He prefers daddy.
Anyway.
Is Emilio still in the room?
Yes, you're all still in the room together.
I walk over to Emilio and I hand him this pocket watch that I found. And then I just go, Emilio, I found this while we were adventuring. I have no clue what this is. It could just be a regular pocket watch, but I've just been holding on to it. Can you tell me what it is, I guess?
Ah, yes. And he pops it open. It's ticking. It seems to be keeping good time. Very interesting. He holds it up to his ears.
Is it worth anything?
Give me some time with it. I mean, it's just at first glance this onyx color to it. It's a very precious stone. It's definitely got to be worth something. Where did you find this most intriguing item?
It's a long story. It involved a succubus and going into a lair and then opening a chest and out popped the watch. And then Elevar tried to have sex with the succubus. Yeah.
Whoa, don't throw me under the bus, man. Come on.
No, I was there. That's what happened.
Right. And then I kind of go up to the guy and I was like, I go, well, she was hot, so you can't fault me here.
She's a succubus. She's supposed to be hot.
And sir, you are a paladin. I can most certainly fault you.
And a rogue. Let's not forget the rogue. He's more rogue than he is paladin.
I'm not really sure why he's a paladin.
Rogue by nature, paladin by nurture, baby.
Helm must have been desperate.
Well,
he just ran with the right crew.
Yeah. And speaking of things we found in our adventure, I rustle through my bag and I try to pull out the fire gem that I think I have. Do I still have that?
You would. Well.
Yeah, you all still have those cores,
okay.
those items that you
It's
found.
Oh yeah, what are these?
As I'm holding it in front of his face, as Carlen says, what are these?
Yeah, I would grab the earth one.
Okay. As you present all four of these stones, both wizards are like, "Oh my god, these are elemental cores.
What's that mean?
These are the hearts of elemental beings."
Well, yeah, but what's that mean? Like, are they valuable?
They are very, very valuable. It's like they're each like very closely like looking at them and examining them. These could potentially manifest the creature that they came from.
What? How would you do that?
A very large amount of magical power to reactivate them.
Would they help us against said lich?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Where did you guys acquire these?
In the room.
Same place I acquired this. I unsheathed the, or I guess I still have the one arm, so I can't unsheath it. I just kind of like position it up as it stands it next to me. Same where I got this.
Cora run behind and try to like help him lift up the sword because he got one weak hand and he can't do it by himself.
This place I got this, and they're just holding the blade and they're presenting it.
Teamwork!
I don't know if this is it. I mean, so far it's pretty dope. Is it also? Is there a chance? And they like put it down, and I'm still like kind of holding it. I kind of rested against the wall. Is there a chance that we could take this, and I'm holding the gem, and somehow put it into that, and still have the same power of, or not have the power, but can still summon said elemental?
I mean, that would take some very skilled craftsmanship and a lot of magic.
I know where the craftsmen are. Okay, I could do that part. Seemingly, they might be able to do that.
Who do you know that could do such a thing?
There's like 7 to 14 to like 35 of these brothers that run a smithy. It's like always different people when you go in, so I don't know. There could be a whole gaggle of guys.
It's still my favorite thing I've ever created.
There's always different people.
As the Blackstaff kind of puts her hand to her forehead. Are you talking of the Fool Duke brothers?
Yeah, I mentioned them before. Oh yeah, it's been a hot minute. It has been like a couple weeks. Yeah, they seem pretty skilled. At least like one of them has to know what they're doing, right? There's like a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if this is within the scope of their work. They are. As she kind of like takes a deep sigh and like just like close her eyes. They are fine craftsmen, but this might be beyond what they can do. You would need to find someone far more skilled than them. Collectively, they put out good work, but they would not have the knowledge and study and practice. You need someone who has done this for centuries.
It sounds like you might know of a person. I mean,
I've heard stories. I have not met any such blacksmiths myself or craftsmen myself. But there are stories and rumors. Stories are usually somewhat part of the truth, or some truth is in there, so maybe these people exist. But again, I have not passed them in my travels. Melior goes, I might know someone. He's not here, though.
I mean, when is ever that easy, you know? Trust me. I got
true. He's definitely not in Waterdeep. I don't even think he's been on the Sword's Coast. I heard tell of him in my travels the time when I actually met Cora's father. But again, it's conveniently, it seems to be, if you take the task of the ring, it would possibly be on your travels.
How convenient.
No, it's amazing.
So would said guy also possibly be able to imbue the ring into a sword as well and use that power? I mean, just if we're riffing here.
I will not let you use this damn ring as a source of power for you.
That's a terrible idea, Elevar. Terrible.
Yes, but think of the stories.
No!
How a paladin
We're all
turned
gonna die.
evil.
No, more of like how a paladin used the lich for good kind of thing.
That makes no sense.
I'll figure out I got the byline for the book. We just need to figure out the contents. So we'll get there.
All gonna die.
All right.
I hate you.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, I guess I should rest and fix up my arm possibly. I
I
don't
think
know.
you all should rest, and if you would like to wait for your Tabaxi friend to heal up, it probably wouldn't help to have more numbers with you on your journey.
Yeah, we definitely all need to rest for a while. Yeah.
Emilio also informs you about Kren, that Kren said once he's done with his business, as long as he doesn't die or something happens when he goes back home, he would come back to the Blackstaff Tower. Figure out a way to meet up with you guys wherever you are, or wherever you go, wherever you're at. Luckily, his entrance and exit from the underworld is in Waterdeep, so that's why you guys are in the city to begin with.
How convenient.
But yeah, there's no ascending stone or anything like that.
It's more
So
so
you guys
if,
can't
if
communicate that way, but
yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, I assume that we'd also need Kren to traverse to the underworld. We can't just have a pass in being like, "Hey, yo, what up? We're cool. It's chill."
yeah, I mean, Emilio has he informs you that it's usually not open passage for anybody. Kren can get in and out because he knows how to get in and out. He has the ability to access it. From what Emilio informs you guys, he talks about paying passage to the ferryman. There's a specific type of payment that has to be made to get you to where you need to go for that domain.
Okay. I'm thinking. I want to try. Well, no. In the downtime, I have something to try, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any other questions or you want to say anything else to the wizards, you can keep doing that, and I'll keep giving you as much information as I can.
Elvar would probably should ask, I should say, where exactly can we get a lot of magical power outside of having it? Can we collect it from killing people? Not like I'm gonna kill people to collect their souls or anything like a lich. That'd be wrong. But bad guys?
Do you want to harness the magical essence of creatures? Is that what you're asking me?
Is that the best way to charge a gem like this? Creatures. Yeah, that's better to put it that way. Can we do that? Is that possible?
Are you sure he's a paladin?
That's what it said on the pamphlet.
He would. I mean, there are some who practice in the ways of this, but it's very dark magic to do what it is you're suggesting. Most people who practice it do not walk away clean.
Okay.
If you catch what I'm singing.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a very corruptive magic. It will definitely change you.
What are you getting at here, Elmar?
Oh, nothing. I I could charge the gem in that way. I'm just
And it's another form of magic that takes time to practice to do. Your best bet is to find a powerful magic user to try to turn them on for you.
Okay, yeah. So my first thought was to absorb the life and essence of other creatures. I could see where I went wrong here. Yeah.
Who do you serve again?
Helm. He's very forgiving to kids. That of which I'm not anymore. So. But yeah, he's a great guy, fantastic person. Don't mention this to him. I tell him all this stuff, but yeah, don't mention it. All right, so yeah, we'll try to find a powerful magic user, and we'll figure it out as we go. And that's it.
I mean, powerful magic users such as like the Blackstaff or the Sage here, but we're not trying to activate elemental beings in my tower right now. It also would take a lot of our power to activate it, essentially.
Could
yeah,
I'm gonna stop trying to think about absorbing power from creatures. I was gonna say like using a statue to power one, but that's just asking for trouble. All right, yeah, okay. I'll be on the lookout for anybody to assist me in my journey. Yeah, okay. I just start stroking my face.
The Blackstaff does mention I do have an extensive library. You could either I or you could probably find something if this is the type of magic you're looking to delve into. But again, I heed caution. Most people who have either written about this magic or studied it in any sort of form, again, do not come away whole or fully as what they once were. But in your time of healing, if you would like, knowledge is for everybody. I will not restrict it to someone who is looking for knowledge, but I always heed caution.
Okay, gotcha. So just knowing this would be bad? Like not operating it, but knowing it would be bad?
I mean, knowing something inherently isn't bad, but I mean, like, it's just when you know, if you have the curiosity, it's essentially she's warning you. If you have the curiosity to try to know something, it means you probably have the curiosity to try to practice that thing, and just let you know, like, practicing this shit is probably not good. It doesn't hurt to have knowledge,
right?
Like if you can actually restrain yourself, learn a thing or two, and keep it just as knowledge, it could assist you down the road, as anything could. But if you take that knowledge and try to twist it for your own usage, that might not work out the way you think it will.
Okay.
Case in point, as she brings an example, and she points to the ring, Actaz himself is kind of proof of that.
So he wasn't always bad?
No. So it's like, as Blackstaff kind of like, you see her kind of snap her finger, and chairs kind of slide in, table kind of moves over, little biscuits pop up, some teas, all nice and hot. It's like, let's have a little moment, a little history lesson, I guess, while you guys rest up and collect yourselves. But she goes into the story of Actaz wasn't always evil. He was actually, in relating to Elevar, he was an orphan child himself who grew up in a small town. He had a very strong curiosity. He was an elf in a human town, so it didn't really, life wasn't always the best for him. I mean, he didn't being an orphan, being an elf in a human town, kind of some prejudice there. He definitely saw, had a little bit of a rough life. But the curiosity of magic and the arcane, and more specifically the elements, the town he grew up on was a coastal town. It was a harbor town. Which, as she's telling this, you guys are remembering the first spot you were in the ring was a town on the coast. There was a little dock there, whatnot. This could very well be the town. And you saw a young boy there. This could very well be that town that she's talking about. He kind of saw the power of what elementals could do. There's rumors of what happened in his town. There was either an attack or he just something happened with an elemental in his town, and it sparked his curiosity to learn more about that. So he pursued the arcane, focusing on elements, as he sought out different elemental beings, creatures, each representing each element. One for water, one for earth, one for fire, one for air. And in his studies, he started to realize that the elements weren't as powerful as he wanted them to be. He gained acclaim as he was growing and adventuring and doing his thing and researching shit, he helped out towns from here and there. He warded off other elemental troubles. He like at one point he was actually kind of like revered until that wasn't enough for him, and he wanted to keep this admiration going forever. And the only way to do that, since all life ends, if he wants to have this admiration forever, wants to have feel the admiration forever, not just live in legend. He has to live forever. So he started focusing on death, which he always claimed to be the ultimate element of life, or just the universe, the cosmos. Because if you can master the element of death, you can master anything that is out there. So in his obsession and in his curiosity, he essentially became a lich through that. Because in the adventure and the search for immortality, you have to give up yourself to live on forever. So the form that you actually saw of him was like the adventuring, revered elven form of Actaz. That is not what he looks like or looked like when he was like making these rings and shit like that. And Blackstaff describes what a typical lich would look like, and especially just like him, just withered bodies, mostly just like skin so tight you just see the outline of the bone structure, tight face, just the embodiment of death.
So question, how do we destroy this again?
You have to bring it back to where it was created.
And what if essentially where we were in that ring, like you suggested, might have been where Actez was created, or again where the ring could have possibly been created? Because we've seen a shrine to him in the ring. Would that also be something from his memory that is actually in existence?
Yeah, so assuming that you guys would have told, the two wizards everything that you had seen in there and encountered and whatnot. Yeah. And then hearing the story, the Blackstaff and Emilior filling in gaps of stuff that he's heard as well. They feel pretty safe to assume what you were seeing were essentially memories of his life. Like describing the elemental creatures that you fought. Like you describe the town that you were in, they're like, that could very well be where he was from. Describing the windy mountaintop that you climbed to fight the air phoenix, that there's stories of him doing things such as that. So like you essentially were encountering the things he encountered on his adventures as he was growing up as a wizard.
So everything we saw in the ring is representative of something that actually exists outside the ring. It sounds
about right. Okay. Yeah, it'd be safe to assume that.
What kind of metal the ring is made out of?
It's like a black steel. Like as far as just regular, like just the material it's made of, it kind of looks like a black steel kind of deal. Again, it's a black ring. It forms into the shape of a skull, and then in the skull itself is a gem, and that's what's emanating this glow to it.
Pretty much what I'm getting at. If we could figure out the material that this ring is made out of, we can probably figure out where the ring was made to, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking if we've seen something in there from memory,
right,
that could bring us to where this ring was actually created. And if this is one of many, then
so Emilior, in describing the ruins with the statue and all that stuff, he remembers stories. Again, he hasn't been there himself. He has essentially like a hideout, or like he has a lair on a small island in Duretas that was formed after the Sundering, essentially. From what he's heard, it sounded like it could have been lost in the Sundering, because again, like he also describes that, and Cora kind of backs it up from the story she's heard as well as a child, that the land used to be called Duretas, Nordraga, and then the artifacts got put together, and that evil fucking wizard fucking used the power, and it sundered the land. So it was once like a Pangea that then split apart into a bunch of different land masses. So the rumors are, the stories are that like people assume that Actaz's like lair, his tower, whatever it was lost in that sundering. Other people say that it's still out there somewhere among the land masses, just in hiding, like shrouded essentially from the rest of the land, the rest of the world. But from what you described, what you saw, the statue, it sounds like stuff that he has heard of what it looked like.
Okay, that's a lead.
But yeah, so and the wizards keep divulging story time stuff. If you have any more questions, I'll keep throwing information at you guys if you want. I'll let you think about it while I go take a piss.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I feel like we might either have to destroy this ring.
Or wear it.
No.
No. I agree. That's probably the best course of action.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to destroy it.
Well, we can hang out here for a while and rest.
Yeah.
I bet what's his face. Well, I don't know. I wonder if Vopna knows anything more about the ring after being inside there for whoever knows how long. We'll have to ask.
I don't think I have anything else to do. I think the only things I want to do are in the passage of time. Ugh. Sorry.
Okay. Any other questions? Information plunges?
Not for me. I think I'm good.
I can keep doing exposition dumps if I need be.
I think I'm ready to just destroy this damn thing.
Well, I would say probably the next course of action would be resting up to heal.
Well, yeah.
Which do you guys want to go see Ivan?
I assume he's unconscious, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could assume. You haven't seen him. Elevar saw him.
Well, what's her face said that they had to tend to him. How long have we been here?
Not long.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go take a peek. I'm pretty sure he's taking a cat nap.
So we'll all go and check on it and check in the room with Ivana. We need to play Tiny Arm.
It just becomes one of the many endings with Lord of the Rings. We're like, ah! Yeah. You go in there and Ivana is just, he's on his back. He's looking real bad, just withered. You can see he's breathing. He's just in a bed with like a sheet like pulled all the way up to his chest. He's looking pretty fucked up.
He's gonna be
But
mad.
he's not dead.
He left his sword.
He's about to be Will Byers from Stranger Things.
I poke him, see if he responds.
He lets out like this is like an air release grunt type of deal, just like.
I think he's
But
okay.
he's not conscious.
Carlen. I think he's fine.
He's not dead. That's good enough for me.
His breathing is kind of shit. Like he looks like he's struggling to breathe, but he is still breathing. the Blackstaff and Emilior do follow you guys in. They assure you that he is stable. He's pretty rough. It's definitely going to take him some time to heal. So they definitely suggest that you guys take time as well. Elevar, you more than the other two, just because they got to still attend to your arm. You're essentially like Hulk at the end of Endgame. Like your arm's just fucking useless and shit.
Now I have to use my brain.
Your arm looks like it was just in a cast for 6 weeks and just all like fucking pale and withered and
just
atrophy.
A big raisin.
Yeah.
With bones.
So yeah, I mean, Blackstaff offers you guys hospitality to rest up for the night. Elevar, you can stay as well. Melior also brings you guys to another room that's in the tower as he opens up the door and he shows you guys this big runic circle that's drawn on the ground. While you guys were in there, I took the time to prepare a portal back to my tower, back in Succumber. If you ever need to go back and Lady Cora see your family, check up on them, if you want to rest up at your farm, or more of an easier means to get back rather than going on the road after what you guys have just experienced.
Well, that's very kind of you to share that with us.
You've unlocked fast travel.
Stupid.
And then, as well as let you think it over on what your next move is. If you are to head back to head to Duretas to try to deal with this ring, that we will arrange travel. But Emilior lets you guys know that he hasn't had a portal to there in quite some time. So travel would be by some other means that they can try to arrange that and figure it out.
Nice.
So our chances of being stabbed increase. I mean, that's fine. It's another day. For me, at least,
Yeah, well, the travel would, he says he suggests the most direct way of travel would be by boat. You'd have to take a pretty decent long sailing across the sea to get to where this is. But he says he might be able to work up something else. He just to pull a few strings and talk to a few people. Maybe there could be some other sort of transportation.
Because magic and stuff.
Well, we could fight a kraken. Throwing it out there. That on the table.
Definitely a possibility.
Elvar is just excited with that. We could fight it. We could fight a kraken.
He's excited about potentially fighting a kraken.
Yeah.
He would be. Cora thanks Emilior for his kindness and asks if there's anywhere in the tower that we can rest for a while.
Yes. The Blackstaff has set aside chambers for you, for all of you, individually, to rest up and take all the time that you need.
So kind. Alright, well, Cora definitely needs to take a long rest because she has 2 hit points. And that's not good.
Wow.
Yeah!
You had 2 stab-ins? Why don't you tell me?
I got 2 stabs left!
Did the bone snake fuck you up that bad?
Really bad. The bones, I had 23 hit points going in there, and the bone snake took 20.
Yeah, those bone naga are no joke.
Yeah.
So you're saying we made the right call?
Yes!
Yeah. I mean, I was prepared for you guys to fight, but it would not have been good.
I didn't have enough hit points to even try to fight.
Yeah, I mean, other than a few passage of time things, I don't know. I mean, if we're after a long rest, I mean, I'd definitely be intrigued, and I want to look in the library. One, I want to see if there's an Infernal 101 basic language book. I gotta learn the love language of my missus, and then also I'd also kind of look into the power you were speaking of before, but I wouldn't practice it. I just strictly learn it to see if there's applications, but just out of curiosity, I wouldn't actually pursue the actual operation of it.
Okay. Okay, cool. So let's see. Give me. Where would it be? I guess Arcana checks.
Arcana 17.
Arcana. Boom boom now. No? Okay. All right, so you want to learn some Infernal, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, after a night of long rest, your arm is still not healed. So like you're still having your affliction. Carlen and Cora, you guys are fully healed back to normal. You're able, and the Black Staff is able to, assist you since you're one armed, and as you go into the library, I assume you would ask her if she had any books on this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she pulls out a few books for you to start studying. How would you like how long would you like to spend studying Infernal?
I'd probably want to spend. I'd probably spend, if we're gonna be there for X period of time, 1/3 of it there. So or like a week, or whatever it is. Like kind of just studying it, trying to get a good grasp of it. And I would have definitely like had notes. I'd have like I'd see if I could also like take the book on my adventures to learn it more.
Well, the Black Staff will inform you. No, none of my books leave my tower, but you are free to use them as much as you'd like at your leisure while you are here. But yes, you will
Be right back.
not be taking them with you.
Okay.
This collection is mine now, but I did not amass. I have added what I could, but this is hundreds and thousands of years of history here and knowledge. I cannot just let somebody take my books out of my tower.
I slowly bring up a card and go, "Is this a library card I could use? Does it work here?" It has a gold stamp.
Where did you get that?
I don't know. It's actually a local tavern bar. It's just one more drink, and I get the my next meal free.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Elamar.
I'd actually try to transcribe or like copy the book if I could. I'd like an interest in the magic, but I think I'd have to like put more focus on the Infernal, because I think the magic is curiosity, the Infernal is actually more. I mean, it's language; it could literally help me.
Yeah. I would say you definitely are learning. Like you're absorbing the information of the Infernal. Definitely, you keep spending time with it. Like if you're planning on, like I said, if you're a third of your time here, essentially if you're waiting for Ivana to get healed and be back up, you could possibly have a good grasp of Infernal by the time that's ended. Cool. I wouldn't say you'd be, fluent necessarily, but you could learn a thing or two.
Mm-hmm. It's like trying to speak French. That one episode of Dexter's Laboratory. Le du fromage. Bam. The ladies love it.
I was thinking it's more like you work on a construction site for a year and you pick up on like street Spanish.
Yeah. Street Infernal. Hey yo, my man.
You know how to call people like cunts and assholes and shit, but if you wanted to like order a meal at a dinner, you'd have a little trouble.
I love it. And it was like all the curse words.
Amelia would, or Elevar would totally fucking study the curse words first.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Oh man. And then you were talking. What was the other thing you wanted to look into? The magic, the energy absorbing magic practices they were talking about. That dark ass magic.
Yeah, out of curiosity, I kind of also have an inclination that it might help us in the grand scheme of thing with this lich. But it is definitely curiosity for me.
Okay. With your Arcana roll of 17, I would say you do find some good information, and you are able to either jot it down, transcribe it for yourself to have on hand, or just trying to retain the information, that you would now have some more useful information about some dark ass magic.
Cool.
So you can just jot that down on your character sheet if you want as a little extra note. Like, yeah, you've learned
Partial infernal and part.
Yeah.
Cool. Notes.
So yeah, just as well as a blanket statement for just everybody else. Are you all planning on kind of hanging out and sitting around while like Ivana and Elevar are healing, or are there any things that you guys would like to do?
So I have this letter I've been carrying around that Amelia gave me from my father. He was reaching out to Amelia for assistance, and I've been carrying this letter around for a while. So while we're here, Cora wants to take that to Amelia and ask for more background, more information on this letter and how it came to him.
Gotcha. So Melior, he goes into detail about talking about how he received this this letter. A messenger had sent it. It was sent across from Duretas, across the sea, given to a messenger in Waterdeep, and brought to not Waterdeep, or yeah, even brought to someone in Waterdeep, and then got back to him in Secomber. He's pretty sure that, like, with the seal that it had and everything like that, that this is from your father for sure. And it seems, from what is described in the letter, Amelia can only assume that somebody is after. So here's a little lore dump for you guys. Your father is a keeper of one of the artifacts that was part of the submarine.
Makes sense. Okay.
But a kicker to this artifact, which is also why you were very surprised to even hear that your father was alive still.
Right.
The artifact has a power to keep the possessor of it alive. Like, it kind of slows down the aging process. You're not immortal. Like, you didn't cheat death. It's just it keeps you along with it. Like, it slows down time for you, essentially. So yeah, your father, even though like even halflings can sometimes live a little like longer, your father wasn't necessarily a spring chicken when even like you were born. So like you said, when you first got the letter, you were surprised he was even alive to write a letter.
Yeah.
So yeah, he informs you that your father's been the keeper and protector of this artifact, and it sounds like somebody is trying to take it from him now.
How long ago did this letter come into Amelior's possession?
Probably about a week before the festival.
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
You guys have been traveling around, and then time in the ring. It's probably been about 3 months now, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I can believe that. I'll go with that.
Let me see, because yeah, close to 3 months now. Because you guys were just over a month even before you fucking like left Secomber fully. You guys were like a month and a half, and then it took a little bit to travel, things going on, being in the ring. Like, yeah, you're close to 3 months.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it's like set into fall at this point. Like, it's it's not like where you guys started at the beginning of autumn. Like, you guys are kind of getting to the end of it. Like, some places are probably preparing for winter at this point.
Yeah, it's probably getting to be winter. Okay.
So you're saying winter's coming?
Winter is coming.
Winter is always coming.
Gating.
Winter never leaves in Colorado, apparently.
It's been pretty hot. Anyway.
Yeah, it did snow last week, but so yeah, it seems somebody is after the artifact that your father has been protecting. And the fact that he's reaching out means it's something he definitely can't handle on his own.
Very useful information.
Because obviously he's been able to, protect it, hold his power, and everything like that, and for all this time. But the fact that he's reaching out now. Let me see. Cora, give me a history check.
You said Corey or Cora?
Cora, give me a history check.
Oh, me, sorry.
Sorry, I'll always try to address you guys by characters when it comes to doing.
I know, but I still
get
I'm here. Ooh, 8.
Okay. In Amelia talking about this artifact and what it does, you have like a very faint memory of someone who you assume could have been your grandfather, and that what, he actually wasn't as old as I thought he should be, being your father's father.
Oh, interesting.
But you were very young, and then
So it's possible that this artifact has been with Cora's family for a while.
So so he gives information on that. He does inform you that your father had messaged him with correspondence in the past about strife in the family. He actually brings up you, that Emilio has known about you for a bit. He knew you he knew you had traveled. Your father had informed him that you had they seemed like they were probably old friends at some point. Emilio and your father have some sort of connection with each other, whether it's Bird Person and Rick Sanchez or something like that. They were acquaintances and had some time with each other. So he had written about you leaving and how your father felt about it, and he was actually heartbroken. But he was also proud of you for going out and doing your own thing, even though he always thought that you would be a good fit to take over for him. Also, just talking about then there was other sort of family strife. His father didn't know where you were, but Emilio had informed your father that he thinks you might have found your way to his little town.
I was going to say, Cora's been in Succumber for
Correct.
decades.
But he's just talking about the correspondence that he did have with him over the time. Your father had talked about not knowing where you were, but hearing rumors that you got you booked transport on a boat, and you might have been seen in some other harbors around Doretas, or someone matching your description around there. But essentially, he kind of lost word of you when you hit the Sword Coast and met your husband.
Yeah, Cora definitely wasn't in correspondence with her family.
But Emilior, when you had settled in, Emilior knowing, especially Succumber, the people around, and seeing that Charlie had wooed another halfling woman that seemed to match the same description, but he never could be too sure. But he always had an inkling, and then also the fact when he finally knew who you were, you heard your name, he kind of put it together and was able to tell your father what you were kind of doing.
Makes sense. So did what's his face Emilio tell Cora all of this?
Yeah, he's informing you of all this right now.
Okay. Right.
He thinks that any sort of troubles that your father could be having right now could be family related back at home. There was a push from apparently his brother, not too long after you had left, where he tried to kind of perform a coup of some sort, try to snatch power away, but was unsuccessful, and your father was able to thwart that. But he was always still out there. But so maybe it could be something dealing with that. So your uncle could be involved. He talks about some of the other local creatures that did cause so he's kind of it's kind of a nice moment for you because you're getting
Yeah.
caught up on what's been happening at home since you left. Some of the local creatures from the island, the swamp island that you're from, kind of had a little bit of an uprising, but didn't, like, he doesn't think that has anything to do with the relic. It was just stuff that had happened. So, like, Emilio is not 100% sure, like, what could be going on, but he has his hunches. Like he says, his money, he would bet that, like, your uncle is somewhat involved.
Nice. The longer this conversation goes on, the more Cora's thinking that they should probably visit Tretas in the near future.
Is there anything else you would like to know from there? Well, Cora, is there anything else you want to know?
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay. Carlen.
See.
I know you want to know more about your little pocket watch,
Yeah.
but is there anything else?
No, I think that's it from what I have. Because I know I have to go to Cora's home, or to not home, but her where she was born for the tattoos. Correct? I think I wrote that down.
Yeah, I think
You got
so.
the guy you went to go visit in Waterdeep, or heard that where he might have been, that he's gone somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I think that's just that. Yeah, I just have the pocket watch on my end.
Okay.
And Amalur has that, correct?
Yes. So yeah, just in this time, he would be. If you ever see him, like, come across him doing something in the tower, he's examining the watch. He's got his little, like, spectacles on, and he's got his overalls going, he's got his little tools in all his little pockets, and he's, like, lifting and looking at things, seeing, like, how it's constructed and what it could possibly be going on with this thing. Where the fuck is it? Okay. All right. So, Okay. So, as he's, like, looking in, and, like, this is like a couple days of him, like, going through it and looking at it. He's very intrigued. You hear him muttering to himself the whole time. He's jotting down notes and just keeps looking at different things. As he just goes, you just hear him, like, you kind of, like, if he was, like, in a room, you're kind of, like, standing out the room, just, like, looking at him, kind of, like, pacing back and forth between the door, like, just waiting to see if he says anything or anything like that. And you just in one of those days, you just hear him go, "I got it." As he spins around in his chair, his spectacles are still on his eyes, he just, like, stares at you and says, "I think I figured it out, my boy."
What is it?
So, it is, as he tells you to come closer, and you see the time the clock face of this pocket watch, as he's able to, he shows you this little tiny, like, switch on the side that he was able to, like, find, and he flicks it, as all of a sudden the numbers on the face disappear, and a map reveals itself. And as you see this map, he points to it. He's telling you that each part of the map, it's a map, but it's like a pie map. So it's like a circle, and then there's, like, little, like, slivers that represent different things on this, like, map. He's pointing and showing you that each section of this map is a different plane of existence. Like, the map is representing all the different known planes to this, at least to this watch, planes of existence within the universe. Like,
Wow.
and as he lets you know that when you activate this watch in that way, you're essentially drawing from an astral power from this pocket watch that will allow you or someone you can see within 60 feet to re-roll any ability check or saving throw.
I love it.
That's pretty cool.
I will make sure I get a card for that into your inventory appropriately.
I'm gonna wear it with pride.
Just gonna make sure I jot it down to fucking remember to do that. Pretty much I found a homebrew watch that someone else made and spun it for the way that I want. So yeah, it's this onyx pocket watch that has a astral power to draw from the planes of existence to allow you to redo your any action, like essentially actions that happen to you.
Sorry if you see me like staring, like looking around crazily. It's because they have I guess they're doing something for Memorial's Day. There's like jets flying around.
Oh yeah.
What?
Are the Blue Angels in town? I think I saw
Yes.
somebody, a father of a friend of mine who's really into that shit, was posting pictures and videos of him seeing the Blue Angels like at the airfields and whatnot.
So a part of their route, they're flying over Freeport. So my dogs are going crazy, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, that makes sense because they're probably flying past like Jones Beach and shit. Like you're like directly north of like the theater, right? Essentially in Freeport, like you're a little like northeast of the theater.
I think so.
Because the theater is off of like Wanta Parkway on Ocean Parkway, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so yeah, you're kind of close. Like, yeah, that could be in their route. It's probably them. Probably putting on a show. It's gangbusters up in there. All right. Well, now that Emilior has figured out your little watch for you, he's going to start looking into transportation and whatnot. But he's actually going to pop back over to his tower over in Secomber. If there's any other questions or things that you guys have for him before he pops on out.
I don't think so.
Okay. I would say, okay. So, Elevar, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, Constitution saving throw. I have +4 naturally. If you're going to account
Yep.
for that as well.
And you have advantage, I believe, on Constitution
Advantage
saving
on
throws.
Constitution, and I've fucked that up by just rolling once, unless it's automatic. I can't see where shit is. Oh, it's
Well, I see the
22.
one.
I
mean, you can roll again if you want.
Why not?
Net one.
Wow.
All right, I got that out of the way at least.
I did not see the roll. I randomly just said net one. Let's go.
So technically your first roll, because you said you get +4.
Yeah.
So that's a 26 total.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd say after about a week, your arm is starting to feel close to what it was. Like pretty much you would say it's 100%. But there is this ever lingering, like, I don't want to say it's phantom pain because it's not like you lost a limb or something like that, but like you're like 99%. Like you're like there's.
It's like mentally I feel something's missing, but it's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Like you were able to be healed and whatnot. But also in the time that so Amelia like technically would have left kind of early in like your guys stay at the tower. But after he had left and went to the Secomber, somebody else comes through the portal. Or through the portal circle. I need to try to remember his name, so let me pull it up real quick. Come on, load.
I want to see if I could just roll this and see what the pop-up is. Oh, the pop-up is... Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's my bad. Cool. No, because I have the pop-up where it says, do you want to roll normal or advantage? And my brain just automatically goes to click next.
The Oscar's very close. Okay. So let's see. Fuck, I can't remember. Hey, Cora.
Yeah.
Which one of your grandchildren was kidnapped?
I don't have my notes with me. Oh no, I'm the worst grandma.
It was the youngest one.
So there's like one of her children has 2 boys. I think it's her son. It was the older boy.
Corin.
Yeah, because they had similar names.
You have Corin, Purin, are from Sissy and Milo.
Yeah.
And
So
then
Warren.
Charlie Jr. and Shay, they have the younger kids. They have
3 of them,
yeah,
right?
Kiri and
so
Julian
it
and
was the
Jay.
kids. Yeah, the 2 brothers.
Okay, so through the portal comes out your grandson Corin.
Oh God, what a surprise.
He's wearing actually really nicely put together robes, very similar to like the healers that you saw in Succumber after the attack and after you brought everybody back. As if you do remember, he decided to stay with them after being healed and learning the ways of healing. So he shows up, very excited to see you. Very happy to see that you're okay. He hasn't heard from you in a while.
Doctor now. We
Um,
have doctors in this world.
your grandson,
Healers.
your grandson's very humble. He's like, I don't know if I would call myself that, but you know, I've learned a lot, Grandma.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, my boy.
But Emilio told me that we needed some help here, so I heard it was you and your friends. What better person to do it? At least hopefully I can. But then to come to repay you guys for saving my life.
I'm sorry, what did Amelia say that they wanted you to help with?
Your Tabaxi friend is apparently not doing too well.
This is true. His name is Ivana, and he had an encounter with a lich, if you would believe it.
I mean, I don't know if I could. It's
You could believe it? Wow, aren't you smart?
I mean, I don't know much about liches, but I'll see what I can do to help. As he kind of like straightens himself out and is like, show me where he is. Tries to stand up straight and be professional.
So much.
As the black staff brings him in, and he starts shows him Ivana, and yeah, he stays throughout the duration with you guys as well. So you got your little grandson to hang out.
Aw, good
As
for him.
he's tending to Ivana. He also kind of attended to Elevar as well and helped out with his healing.
Nice. Nice little cameo.
All right, let's see. I actually thought you guys were going to fight a little bit, so
What?
I mean, I'll punch a random wizard.
I don't know if you want to do that.
He will. Don't put it past him.
I know. I'm just afraid Blackstaff will kill him. Okay.
Let's go get drunk and have a brawl fight. A fight in a bar.
I think sooner or later we do have to hit the road, but where to first? We have a lot of side quests that we started. We haven't completed.
for now, I'll let my girlfriend kind of just chill. I'll find her eventually. I'm sure she's waiting.
I'm gonna kill her.
We'll see about that. But we just don't. We're gonna sort it. We'll sort it out. We're going through a rough patch.
That's one word for it.
All right. Well, is there anything you guys like to do in Waterdeep?
Oh yeah, I wanted to actually see if, in that passage of time, I would have attempted to see what happens if I were to take the silver metal that I have in my bag, and use the spread tool of the putty knife, and put it on our weapons, or my weapon, or try a weapon, or like put on the daggers. Is that a feasible thing? We've mentioned that before. And I guess this would be the time to like try it out, see what happens.
Okay. So you kind of want to do, I guess what I would say would be the equivalent of like silvering something, but using this metal from this greatsword that you sliced off.
Not the greatsword, although I could do that.
What metal are you talking about?
The extra metal left over from the boot of the statue, that was like magical and all that.
Okay. Yeah, Ray even had that.
Because it said I can like infinitely spread it, so I could just like cut off a little bit of piece and then like scrape it. I'd probably try it on a dagger to see what things happen.
Okay.
I am no chemist, I am no smith, but goddamn if I won't try.
Okay. So the way that thing works, you can use one of its things per day.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can use one of each of its things per day. Let me pull it up.
The knife magically allowing the use of one rune per day. When a rune's word is spoken, activates a trait in the knife. As an action, use one of these traits.
So you can use one thing per day. So you want to cut one of the days. You want to cut a little piece off, and then the other day you want to spread it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to cut a little chunk out. Okay. So yeah, you cut a little chunk, and you take that other chunk. What are you trying to spread it onto?
I'll spread it on the daggers first because they're not my primary, but they'd be, they're my test subjects.
Okay. You want to do one at a time? You gonna try to put them side by side and do it?
I'd probably have to do it one at a time for sure.
Okay. So yeah, you find a little spot, a little workbench or little workstation area that you can hang out in and do your thing. One day you cut off a little chunk. The next day you take one of your daggers and you activate the spread rune. And yeah, you are able to put a nice layer across. Like where would you put it? You put it like on the blade, like part, like.
Yeah, either depending on how the dagger style is, because I'm thinking in my head just like a traditional like stab kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just more. I'm thinking the chunk of metal that you would have cut off because of the size of this putty knife itself. So it's only like an inch wide. The knife itself is probably wider than an inch. So you wouldn't be able just to coat one side, but like if you wanted to put it like towards an edge, or you might be able to work it around that way. But yeah, I mean, it is a spread. So like, however you want to get creative with spreading it, yeah, you can do it 30 feet. So
under assumption, I would do it like where the painters do, not like a traditional Picasso painter, legitimately like a wall painter, where like it kind of goes at an angle. So then like up and then back a little bit, then up and then back a little bit. So I'm actually technically covering the whole thing, but it's using 1 inch of a paint roller and then like kind of just swiveling it and moving it to cover the large majority of the area.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a. What would this be?
I mean, sleight of hand for just the fact that it's hands.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah, sleight of hand.
Yeah, the other thing might have been survival, but that's, it's like I'm thinking smithy.
Nah, it's
so
not that. Yeah. Go sleight of hand.
sleight of hand, 18.
Nice. So yeah, you're able to successfully. You find a way to just keep that knife dragging across the blade. They're able to work around to the whole blade of the dagger. Although it looks like it's not like the edges are kind of sharp, but it's not like smith sharpened like blade. Like you essentially were able to coat it in this new metal. Which it, by just looking at it, like tapping it against stuff, like the dagger is significantly stronger than what it once was of just regular steel. So pretty much what I would say is if you want to get it to working order as a weapon again, you just have to bring it to a smith who, has maybe worked with this metal before and have them work it back into its correct shape and sharpness. Or if you have that ability, you can do that yourself as well. But I believe your smithy was Kren, and he's not here anymore, so he could have been able to probably do that.
I'd probably, seeing it's been 2 weeks, I'd probably go to the, some assumption of time and all that. I'd go to the Seven Brothers smithery, because we gave them a chunk of metal, so by now they should know how to operate it, possibly.
That's a smart move. So yeah, as you go back to the Fool Duke's Smith shop, you walk in, and as sure as the sun rises, you recognize none of the faces in this room. They all look very similar to people that you have seen in here before, but specifically, like you can't pinpoint any of them as you've seen them before.
Do I remember the first guy? I mean, I personally don't remember the first guy's name. I would assume, because I can only imagine I walk in, I'm like, hey, at this point I might just go, hey, you, I've been here, so, remember me? I don't remember, anyway, you guys are working with some metal, very interesting metal. I'm the one who provided it. It's from one of the statues. I have that kind of metal on my dagger now, and I was wondering if you could help me out and possibly sharpen it, or smith it, or whatever you guys do, because you guys are amazing. So want to help a brother out? Get it? Because you're brothers, and don't worry about it.
Hey Jerry, do you remember a group of people or a guy bringing us medals from the walking statue? No.
What? No, I did. Right? I checked my bag.
Hey, Eric, do you know anything about this? Is that the thing Phil was talking about with that old lady? Came with the chain gun, the flail gun.
Oh yeah, old lady. Yeah. I keep on forgetting he shows up as an old lady. Yeah, that was that. We were part of that squad.
Yeah. I don't know you. But they're saying we do, so yeah. You just need me to sharpen this for you?
Yeah, getting it back into working order. It's an experiment. I wanted to see where it goes, and if possible, if you could sharpen it, that'd be great. And of course, you guys are outstanding, so I highly doubt you can't. So that'd be, help me out a little bit. Just a little favor.
Hey Jerry, can we sharpen this dagger for this guy? Yeah, maybe Dylan can do it. Give it to Dylan. I don't want to do it.
Dylan.
See this at the sight or the sound of Dylan's name being said. You just see this like 12-year-old human boy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it takes a little kappa. Oh, you need something sharpened?
Yeah, if you could sharpen, I kind of like grab the blade and I turn the hilt towards him. Like, if you could sharpen this, it'd be great. It might be a little bit tough, but it's an experiment, so it's okay.
Oh yeah. I could do that. And he goes to grab it, and the one dude that was at the counter that was yelling back at everybody just slaps his hand real quick. He's like, "Hey, Dylan, what did we tell you? What do you do first?" Oh yeah. You gotta give me gold first.
Right.
You gotta pay me. Did I do that right?
So, like, we're talking like 2 gold, 3 gold.
Dylan's eyes just open up wide. Yeah. That's what it is, right?
Okay, and I just like slide him 3 gold, just like watching everybody else, just to make sure that like I'm not either undercutting this kid or taking advantage of a kid in any way. Just legally,
Wow.
I'm like, please be okay.
You put it on the counter. Or you trying to hand it to the kid?
I put it on the counter, but like in my palm, so I kind of just slide it towards the kid, trying to like just see what's happening, and I do slide it towards the kid though, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So as like Dylan gets his eyes all wide, looking at gold coins coming out, he's like, "Oh!" He goes to reach for it, and the other brother, like leaning back in the chair, lunges forward, like, "Huh? Yeah, here." He puts his hand on the gold. He takes it. Yeah, you go sharpen that blade, kid. Yeah, he'll have it done in about like an hour or so. You
All right,
either hang out or you can come back.
I'll probably walk around the street, see what's there, but I'll be back in an hour. And then I just kind of walk around aimlessly looking for shops with like cloaks or something. Actually, is there a shop, like a magical, not an armory, but like a garment?
I mean, there are garment like shops. Don't necessarily say they're like magical. Like what do you mean? What do you mean magical? Like what are you looking for?
I'm thinking maybe a cloak of protection, if something like that, or a cloak of fire power, or cloak. A lot of cloak stuff right now in my head. Cloak of stabbing a guy.
I mean, within the immediate vicinity of the blacksmith shop, there's just looking around. There's Gloria's tapestries, and then there's Phyllis's draperies. Are the two shops that are there. They're literally right across the street from one another, windows and doors facing each other on opposite sides of the street. Just looking in their window, they just seem to have different, just cloth items like hanging in their window.
You should get a tapestry cloak. That'd be amazing.
What's the chance I can get a? Actually, yeah, I'll go and I'll get a like a black cloak. If there's just like whatever else, I'll just get a black cloak. Maybe we'll go with my motif. I got some black armor in my bag.
Which shop are you going for? Phyllis or Gloria's?
Phyllis, because of The Office.
Okay.
And it almost sounds like phylactery. But...
Which is almost close to penis, so that's why he's going. All right. As you enter Phyllis's store, you walk in and you get hit in the face with this like intense smell of like perfume, just fills the room. Kind of like just like an elderly lady who just like layers it on before going out, sort of deal. As you walk through, it's a small, little humble shop. There's racks of different dresses, of all different colors and cloth styles and pattern styles. There's also different sets of trousers, some shirts. There's also a rack of different cloaks made of different either cloths or animal hides. It's the room is lit by a very large, like chandelier, where there seems to probably be like 20 plus candles on the chandelier, all ranging from different heights to full candles to like little nubs, little halfway. You can see the floor right above, or right below where the chandelier hangs. It's one spot of the store where there's like no garments. There's just like little plops of little wax, little tiny little stalagmites, little just on the floor where the wax is pooled up that hasn't maybe been collected for the day.
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of like browse, I'd like, and I'd feel the textiles, like, oh, I wonder which one feels great. I'm just going through everything and like leather and feeling, oh no, that's just too rough. I want something flexible and maybe hides me mysterious, a mystique, add the character. So I just start ruffling through like the regular like cloth kind of things. And then do I see Phyllis or no?
When you first walked in, no. But as you're fumbling and like touching different garments that are hanging there, you hear a voice from behind you. This isn't a library, Can I help you?
Oh, I'm trying to get a cloak, preferably if you had it by chance, magical, to guard against stabbing people, or me. It would prevent stabbing me. But if that's an option, it's fine. I'm going with something like a classic black feel, some regular, like a black, like soft on your skin, although I usually wear armor. But, not too heavy, not too, like, it'd be very breathable. You have anything like that, just to add some character to me,
Well, I'm glad you're here to spend money. That's nice to hear. But if you're looking to not get stabbed, I think, as you said, you wear armor. That would probably help you more than a cloak. I don't carry magical garments here, even though my work is magical.
It's good. It's good.
I'll just say you've definitely come to the right place if you're looking for something of quality. Gloria's shop over there. It's nothing but shit.
Oh, why would you say that? I mean, I'm kind of relatively new to the area, so assume I know nothing.
Hold on, I'm glad you came into my shop first, because Gloria is the worst. Her shirts are itchy, her trousers don't hold up. Her dresses are just gaudy and awful. It's horrendous. I can't believe she's still in business.
Yeah, I'm not. I like comfortable shirts. My pants have to be on. Worst thing happened to me once. I was fighting this wolf, right? Pants right off. It was weird, and there was like a 13-year-old girl that I was trying to protect, like at the time as well. So it was just an all-around bad time for everybody. Yeah, she's safe, by the way. My confidence, not so much. So yeah, I could. So I'm glad I came here then. All right, so. I think I'm just oversharing. I think I'll go with the cloak. A nice gentle one. You have one with like a hood. Like, what would you, if I'm trying to, hide? Not like I'm not trying to hide, but like if I was trying to blend in, what would be the most not standing out-ish cloak?
Yes. I would say I have a wide variety of cloaks with hoods, if that's what you were looking for. And you said you were looking for something light, something easy to wear. I would definitely suggest a cloth cloak of some kind. Stay away from the leathers and the animal hides. For you and your structure and just your overall silhouette, I would say go with the earth tone colors. Maybe like an olive green, or maybe like a mud brown type of cloth.
I like the green. It works with my hair and my eyes. I've been told green is my color, so I think I think we do that. I think that's good. Very roomy.
She goes to a rack and fumbles through, and she grabs 3 different cloaks. She grabs one of the green, one of the brown, and there's a very traditional just black cloth robe with hood. She's like, yes, I think any one of these would suffice for you if you would, you feel take care to try them on. Be careful. But yes, feel free.
Can I can I investigate these cloaks, see if somehow like her quality of craftsmanship is either stands up to what she's claiming, or somehow isn't, add a little bit zhuzh to these?
Yeah, sure. Which one are you grabbing?
I'm gonna grab the green one and just examine it.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Sure. Nat 20.
Wow. Yeah, so you grab it, you put it on. She brings out this mirror. It's on these wheels. It's a big oval mirror, very ornate. The edges of the mirror are kind of like fogged. Like you can tell this is old. It's really like the edge of the mirror is like they're not too good. It's a little worn out. But you're looking at yourself. You're looking pretty good as you're feeling it and seeing how it feels on you. It's not the highest quality thread count sort of deal as far as like cloth garment goes. It's not bad. It's probably on an A to D tier, A being the best, D being the worst. It's probably like a B tier quality of like cloth.
Okay. I mean, in that sense, yeah, I'll go with that one. I'll take that. I tell her, like, you know what, this feels right. It feels good. It looks great, and if it should hold up in my adventures, I'm happy with this.
All right. While you're checking it out in the mirror, give me a performance check.
16.
As you kind of strike a pose in the mirror to see how it goes, and you get this little little flowing of the cape as you put the hood on, like.
Fuck yeah! I'm gonna kill so many bad guys with this cloak, man. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I feel like a superhero.
Cloak of infatuation.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. If you were satisfied with this, we can just conclude the sale with the purchase. Let's see this one. It's she's just going to her ledger to see, essentially whatever information she needs to discern the price. She's like, okay, and she see her muttering herself. Okay, she see her just jotting down some notes. Okay, that'll be 50 silver.
All right, cool. I hand her a gold, and I assume she splits it.
She can make change.
Yeah, I don't know. She might play. Sorry, this is a card only place, and then
But if I'm not mistaken, a gold piece is.
Is it technically 100 silver?
A gold. So let's see. A silver piece. It's 10 silver pieces for one gold piece.
10. Oh, okay. 10 silver pieces for one gold piece. So it's 50 silver.
So it's 5 gold.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll give her 5 gold. I somehow paid 3 gold to sharpen, which don't know if that's worth it or not. We'll find out. Cool. And then pretty much if nothing else happens, I'd kind of be like, oh, appreciate it. I have it in my little brown paper bag. I walk out. I'm happy, and I put it on immediately. Yeah, let's do it. I kind of just get out of the way and start strutting down the street. Like, hey, what's up? Spider-Man walk.
As you're leaving the store, she looks up from counting the coins and. Make sure you stay away from Gloria's store. It's rubbish. It's shit. Don't go there.
Okay.
And anything she says about me is a fucking lie.
You trust me. You got it. I walk away and I'm starting to do the Spider-Man walk and I'm going. I need to find out what the fuck she's saying. I walk into Gloria's store.
Damn you. All right. You walk into Gloria's store. It's a very, very similar setup to what Phyllis's was. Except for having the chandelier, she has candelabras in different sections of the store. There's 4 candelabras. 2 that light up the back and 2 that are in the front corner of the store. Pretty much You walk. It looks like exactly the same, except for the candelabras. It's like the exact same fucking store.
And like, do I see it like kind of like the same exact like inventory, if you will? Like there's like
Essentially, like some different patterns, but like very much the same type of just garments and whatnot. Slightly different style, slightly different like patterns. But yeah. When you walk in the door, there is a bell that chimes, like ding, 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 ding. You just hear from the back, "I'll be with you in a second."
No, don't worry. Yeah, take your time. I'll be here. I'm just killing time, and I start like going through it. I'm looking at stuff, and I'm just like, oh, this looks exactly the same.
As you hear the shuffling. Like normally people walk, you hear like the footsteps. You hear like shuffling feet as like this woman comes slowly out from behind the back counter area. "Oh, hi. Well, what can I do for you today?"
Oh, just looking around, trying to see which shop has the better, garments, if you will. Just figuring things out in the city. Relatively new. So I was just over at Phyllis's store and just wanted to check out yours and see what happens.
As her eyes kind of narrow. "You went to Phyllis's store?"
Yeah, I did. Yeah, just curiosity killed the cat, or killed the mongoose.
She tell you my stuff was shit?
Oh no, she didn't say that. Why? What? Do you guys have a thing going on or something?
Phyllis is my sister.
Oh, okay. That I could see the resemblance, and I'm just like, can I actually even see a resemblance? I'm just saying that, but
Give me an investigation.
investigation. 16.
Looking at Gloria, and you were just left Phyllis's store. Gloria looks like an older version of Phyllis. Like they like you're looking at it, it's like, hey, yeah, okay, I do see the relation.
And so I'm like, yeah, no, I can see the resemblance. I also see that you're the good-looking sister. I'm just smooching this old lady.
As you do.
Yeah. No shame.
Too good. Okay. She used to work for me.
I say, and so she wanted to just open her own shop and.
Well, we had a disagreement about stripes going vertical or horizontal.
Yeah, no, the age is all the time, It's always been a conversation.
I was telling her stripes going vertical are always the way to go. It makes you look with a slimmer build, but she insists that the horizontals are better.
Have you ever thought of overlaying them and create a checkered pattern?
I have checkered. You looking for checkered patterns? I have some of the best checkered. I taught Phyllis how to do checkered patterns.
Oh, okay. I was just kind of maybe I could help you guys be friends again, and you could have, because you guys kind of have monopoly on clothes or cloths or whatever you guys do here.
She's taking all of my business, telling people that my product is shit. She's like yelling at the door, as if like she's yelling at Phyllis.
I go, no, I don't think she said that, and I don't think that it is shit. And I grab like one of the cloth, like very similar to what I saw. Could I investigate it to see its quality?
Sure.
17.
It is the exact same quality as Phyllis's.
I go, yeah, no, this is great. It's good. You guys have the same kind of style, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, we were taught by our mother,
Oh,
who was a master seamstress.
and she's single, or
She's dead.
right? Okay, yeah.
So she's single.
So that's a maybe.
What?
No, never. But we're not gonna worry about it too much. Honestly, I've bothered you too much. You've been Don't worry. I'm gonna tell people on the street like, oh, Gloria, she's fantastic. Go to her. Yeah, I'll spread the word. Don't worry.
But you didn't buy anything.
I unfortunately I'm just looking, killing some time while I get it.
Are you wearing the cloak?
Yeah, I'm wearing the cloak.
You put it on.
That's right. She just kind of like, as you're like saying that, like you're kind of like looking for the exit sort of deal, and like all of a sudden you just feel her kind of like tug, like her little hunched over body, just kind of like tug at it, like, you bought this at Phyllis's.
Oh no, it was
I know that hem anywhere.
No, see, I was given it by a friend, and I was coming to check out the area where I kind of got it, and I wasn't sure if it was your shop or his shop, her shop. So I was just checking it out, and it could be. I'm guessing it's hers then.
Did she send you here to mess with me today?
No, it's not at all. And I'm backing up, like I'm trying to find the exit, just like backing into her axe. It's fine, and I'm just like trying to blindly get out of the maze.
Give a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 14, and that's a +7. That's a 14. Jesus Christ.
As like you're backing up, she's like still kind of like walking towards you, like she's like walking with you, and you see her kind of like reach over and grab like a tiny little like probably like a foot or two long piece of wood. It has like a little tiny little metal like hook on it. Just a quick glance, probably used to like get stuff that might be higher up, sort of deal. But she grabs and she starts like trying to swing at you. She sent you here to ruin my day again.
I just dip. I don't need to be fighting an old woman. I'm good.
Well, she's gonna swing to try to hit you.
Okay.
13.
13 will not hit, luckily.
Just as like she swings, you're like, oh shit! Like you back up, like it's like literally just goes by your waist. Like, oh my god! You get out of here and you tell Phyllis to leave me alone.
Yep.
And her hems haven't gotten any better in 20 years.
Yep, you got it. Don't worry. I just get out of the door and I close it, and I just bolt back to where I think to where the smithery is. Yeah, I'll just wait there. I've adventured too much. Don't need to cause more chaos.
As some onlookers just in the street kind of like are just hearing her yell as you're frantically running out of her store. Just, put your cloak on. Just walk the fuck on. You turn back to the Full Dukes. As you walk in, you pull the hood off your head and you look up. It's none of the guys that were there before.
I walk in, I go, what the fuck? Literally like an hour ago.
What's your problem? As you just see this gruff looking dude just sitting there. Looks very similar to the guy that was there before, but you can like there's like a distinct like nose break that the other guy didn't have.
I walk up and I'm just like, okay. So apart from almost being attacked by an old lady, no, I was attacked by an old lady, just wasn't hit. I came here to drop off a dagger to get sharpened out of curiosity. And I think his name was Dylan. He's like 12 or something. He came in. He's sharpening it right now. And I swear, every time I come in here, it's just everybody's different. And I guess you have a lot of brothers. I don't know what's going on. It's just honestly confusing.
I mean, sign outside. It's Full Duke Brothers Smithery. We're all brothers. Those other guys are on lunch. But Dylan. At least it's a familiar face. You see,
Thank God.
Very familiar face of Dylan. Oh yeah. You sharpening something for this guy? Oh yeah. Scampers off around the corner. Here, sorry. Get out of here! You just hear like things being thrown against the wall as Dylan's probably tripping over his other brothers or whoever. It's not like just from like the sounds of the book. There could be like 15. There could be 30 people back there. Like it's no fucking clue. All of a sudden you hear him come back, like, yeah, what? Pointy end down! You hear him, like, run past another guy. Comes around the corner, oh, yeah, it took me a little bit, and and my brother Ryan had to show me how to do it because I almost cut off my finger. See, and he's got like a bandage around his finger, but I'm okay. But yeah, it's nice and sharp, Mister.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. So like in the terms of like cutting cheese, is it more suited for like softer cheese, or like can I cut like hard cheese, or like can I just cut wood? Like can I how much can I slice with it? Not like at a food variety. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I complicate things. I just take the knife.
I don't know anything about cheese, Mister, but it definitely went really far into the piece of wood I stabbed it into.
Oh, cool, awesome. Well, thank you. And I just grab it and I'm just like, well, I appreciate it. I might be back with the other one. We'll see what happens. And can I examine the knife and see what what it is now, other than just being a sharp knife?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
All right, you should refresh your character sheet, and you have a new type of dagger.
Ooh, dagger.
Adamantine.
Adamantine. Fuck yeah.
So yeah, as you're looking it over, you can see that it's definitely razor sharp. Like you run like your finger on it, and like just a mere like tap, like ooh, like okay. The other old like kitchen knife trick is you like run it along your arm, see how it treats your hairs. Like you shaves you nice and clean. It's like
nice.
This is sharp. Like the kid did a good job.
Fuck yeah. I go, good job, kid. This is great.
And then he's like, yeah, thanks, Mister. And the guy that's sitting behind like kind of like kicks the counter, and he's like, what we tell you? Oh yeah. Tip.
I take out another gold coin. I go, there you go. Just for you.
You put it on the counter, or are you giving it to him?
I give it to him in his hands. I assume his hands are like out to receive.
Yeah, so he has it in the palm. He's like, a whole gold piece, and he's like, and the guy leans forward, and then there you go. Get back there, kid. Thanks, Mister. If you need something like that again, I could probably do that too.
Trust me, I'll be back for your quality craftsmanship.
Oh, thanks. And he like turns to like run and just slams right into the wall. Oh shit! Oh, thanks. Goes around. Just, get out! That's my foot. All right. You done with the Fool Dukes?
I'm done with the Fool Dukes. I'll go back to the, the tower and hang about.
All right.
Playing with my knife on the way, just like, oh wow, this is dope.
All right. So let's see. It is almost 5 o'clock for you guys. This is probably a good spot to stop, to be perfectly honest. Because pretty much, unless there's something specific anyone else wants to do or have answers questioned or anything, we'll pretty much step into the next part and, get Damn Kid back in here as Ivana and see where you guys go from there.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corey, there's nothing else you want to do?
Nope. Was that Cora or Corey?
Corey.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, then, yeah. Thank you, guys. That was a fun RP session. I really thought you guys were actually going to try to, like, fight this dude for a little bit.
I was gonna, but with my track record, maybe not.
It would have been really bad. You guys would have had to deal with the Bone Naga first.
Bone Naga, I have no spell points. I have nothing. I have now an arm that can't hold anything. It was very... I mean, it wasn't a 0% chance of winning, but I think for the moment of clarity that Elvar had, which he never has, it was probably smarter to just dip so that I don't put anybody in a bad position of death.
Oh, you would have been re-rolling like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You had a whole new character sheet coming in. But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate you hanging out and doing some RPing with me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully next Sunday we'll be able to do Strahd, but we are moving that weekend. So, but I think as long as I'm not fully fucking exhausted, should be able to get a computer set up and be able to play. But I will let you know.
Cool.
But yeah, thank you everybody who stopped by. Corey, Eric, thank you for the subs. Appreciate that. Damn kid, be ready for the next time we meet for this session in 2 weeks.
Yeah, bitch. Sorry.
I will get you all caught up, Dan Kid, on what you need to know, what you might relay to the party, and what's going on with you before then. But yeah, again, thank you everybody for stopping by and hanging out with us today, and see you next time. Peace.
Bye.